Alrighty, Brew, and cuckoo choo to you and all my nobodies not watching out there. We're back on this shit. I did get some sleep. Well needed, feeling rested, and all that good. I got my little. Well, I got most of the things that I could do, that I needed to do, done out of the way today, and I got enough sleep, so I feel pretty solid. A little sad because sad things happen. For others, and mostly things I can't do anything about, but at least I was semi-productive, and, yeah. And also concerned about this thing where I may not be able to do what the little things that I do on Twitter, involving my channel, to sort of like, oh, well, I got like 87% bots following me, if not more. But they still count as followers, I guess, and maybe it could help me get views. I honestly, I have no idea if any of those bots help me get views on this or make my account more noticeable, but it does seem like that's going to change, or might not. I don't know. It seemed like it was more like PlayStation doesn't want to play well with Twitter, then Twitter doesn't want to play with, or I don't know, it could be both. But as long as I can share these stupid little videos that I do, sometimes the super short ones, because like that's what I want to do, there with it. That's basically all I use it for, and memes and just random shit. That's a little sad, because it's just discouraging, but whatever. But well, yeah, we're back on this, and we're doing the thing, and whatever. So, I guess we'll read and see, try to, with a clearer head, less sleep deprived, we can hopefully not fuck this game up too bad. I don't know, I don't remember what night it is, even. I don't know how many nights there are in this one. I try to avoid spoilers and stuff. But back to it. And back to our scheduled program, which was not in progress. Or maybe kind of was, because I clicked a button and it moved to me automatically when I was like, oh, whoa, I want to make sure I exit the game properly, and it kind of moves it forward just a bit, so. I know Arturo tends to leave the Elysium quite often to take in some fresh air and message people on his BlackBerry, so I just wait until I see him. The tactic works. He's surprised to see me. A gasp. Miss Sawinski, shouldn't you be busy with your investigation? I am, actually, which is why I've come to see you. That's peculiar, because I am absolutely sure I have nothing to do with the case. Aren't you barking up the wrong tree? I said that threatening. He probably didn't put it that way, but in my opinion, it's sort of, there's like, oh, well, if you say so, of course. I mean, if someone says they don't have anything to do with it, then they don't have anything to do with it, right? That is like perfect alibi. 100%. That's why I'm here to find out. I assume you'd want to see I'm thorough. Yeah, sure. I suppose that's commendable. What is it then? I have reasons to believe that in the last few months, you, the High Regent, the High I hope that doesn't say anything like backwards. That would be creepy. The High Regent Aisling Sturbridge and her child Agathon were involved in a secretive scheme. You plotters and connivers. Nasty little hobbitses. His expression changes ever so imperceptibly. Like, that's just, you get that little twitch you get, just like, But the difference is palpable to me. It's like, I could feel the shadows on your face shifting because I made you twitch. You didn't like that. You know that I'm kind of striking a nerve now. For the first time ever, he looks at me as a person. Oh my god, I'm a person! I'm a real boy! Up until now, I was just an amusing diversion. Okay. Now I'm something more, and he doesn't like it. There are no strings on me, except for, like, all the strings. But your strings, I can sit there and be like, oi, what's going on there? Well, he pulled down the mask. Oh, shit's getting real. That's like, I don't know, cracking your knuckles or something. He's, yeah, things are getting a little more serious. What gave you this idea? I'm not at liberty to say. If you really want to know, ask the sheriff. Good cover, Julia. Good to be like, oh, yeah, no, I really can't say, because that might, you know, it could affect the investigation, you know, with you being a potential, you know, you're a suspect and all, like, kind of. And I have to report to the guy who can cut off people's heads faster than people can realize. Motherfucker's a goddamn Middle Eastern samurai. He could just be like, oh, yeah, I could cut off everybody's head, like, probably before anybody realized there was a head, anybody had been decapitated, because Kadir's a fucking boss. He's a fucking Batosai. You just would be like, oh. Yeah, it would be like an anime moment where the guy just, like, you know, the hero or the villain, like, kills everybody and then gets back to, like, either the exact same place he was before he did all the movements, and then, like, puts away his blade, and as it puts in and clicks, then everybody just, like, bursts into blood and all that. And, yeah, he could do that, like, for real. Like, I would put money that that's always a possibility, and that's why he walks around so confidently. But also, he toes the line because that's not, he doesn't want to have to do that. Of course, Kadir doesn't know anything, but he's the only one in the court that Arturo has repeatedly failed to influence. He'll think twice before approaching him. It's like, oh, actually, I haven't told him. Shit! You really should have. That would have been a good failsafe, but maybe you don't want him to know. I don't know why you wouldn't. He's the one that sent you on the thing, but it's not a bad bluff, except for the fact that, this motherfucker, Arturo, I believe, is also... There's so many toreadors here, and he can probably... He would definitely have a high aspects, and would probably just be like, oh yeah, I could totally tell you're lying. Like, you weren't lying when you called me into question. I turned on my aspects to pretty high level during this thing, so I could... Like, he wouldn't be all about... He'd be about presence to some degree, but aspects, because he seems to be like that. And he would be like, you're bluffing, it's obvious, and that's not a good threat. You really should have told Kadir, because that would have actually... Yeah, well, I guess you don't really know enough about toreadors, and maybe it'll work out. This game doesn't really follow the actual game very well, so... I fail to see how this matter relates to the task at hand. He doesn't seem very ruffled feathers anymore. He still has the mask down, but I have every reason to think Baron Callahan was involved, and that he might have had grounds to fear for his life because of said scheme. Which I know from the last game, spoilers, I guess, that, I mean, not really, I don't really remember. I'm not positive this is even what happened, that Arturo was basically... they're vampires. Everybody's always trying to fuck over everybody else, basically, but he had something to do with the circumstances that led to the Baron's downfall, and I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure he died, but I'm not positive. He's tense now. Do I have the upper... Don't... If anything, he's probably just faking the tenseness. He might actually be tense, but realistically, I don't see why he wouldn't have aspects you know, all activated. You know, you caught him off guard, but once you upset him by indicating any sort of action of the truth, he would have just turned on that and would have been like, I can tell if you're telling the truth or telling a lie, or he would be able to tell stuff about that. Miss Sawinski, please answer the question. The delicate matter you are speaking of has absolutely nothing to do with the Baron Callahan's grim fate. It's strictly a confidential affair. It would be wise of you to stop pursuing it. That's not at all what somebody who is unrelated to current related things and guilty of possible other things would say. That makes... Dude, I thought you were better at lying or stuff. That wasn't even like a veiled threat. Or a threat. That was more like a bad bluff. It'd be wise of you to fuck off. Yeah. Okay, so mild failed threat. Or veiled threat. Like, No, it sounds like I'm trying to do my job. You expect me to do the job. You want me to do the job, but you want me to point a finger at the people you want me to point a finger at. And I'm doing the job well enough that it's... Those fingers are coming back towards you. Giggity, giggity, goo. That's what she said. But I'm tisk. I don't know. I don't like that at all. That's not how I wanted that to come off. But yeah, like that. You're one of the people who's probably guilty, and yeah. I can't be an investigator if I'm not allowed to properly investigate. Oh no, that's exactly how it works in our whole thing. Like that's the whole vampire thing. It's like you're free to do as we tell you. This matter is unrelated to your work and should be treated as such. I'm 100% Princess Panhard would agree. That just kind of makes me... Well, thanks for ratting out Prince Panhard. Like, that just sounds like, well, you guys are in cahoots. Thanks. I didn't have that clue before. Or no evidence of it. But you could be deflecting. But I don't think you are. I think you're like, seriously, powerful players will fuck up your shit. Do you want to do this? Like... If you insist on pursuing it further, we can take it up to the prince and see if her stance differs from mine, but I think you aren't as naive as to waste her time this way, and besides, it's like, you sound guilty as fuck, and it sounds like being in the same room with the two of you talking about this might just get Kadir to fucking kill me. I don't really want that. She'd certainly want to present the basis for your discovery to the court. Could you handle it? I don't have enough information. She wouldn't do that until I have the right information, so I shouldn't even put myself in that position, but... maybe if, I'm just gonna say I have no response. God damn it, this is his revenge for invoking Kadir, isn't it? You should have told Kadir for real, because I get the feeling he knew that you didn't tell Kadir, like I said. And that's not a good threat. It was a good threat if he didn't know, like, basically easily that it was a bluff. Him knowing that it's a bluff means that he has no fear. He doesn't have to worry about double checking. He knows the truth, you don't. Panhard was part of it, so notice that's why Kadir doesn't even get mentioned, doesn't get pulled in. You should have told Kadir for real, so that it would have been like, okay. Kadir will serve the Camarilla, but he also has his own little code of honor, and Panhard is not... Okay. See, that would have complicated things. That you didn't tell Kadir is your mistake here. Yes, I thought so. Yes, indubitably, indeed. Good day to you, say. I can have good day! Is the High Regent inside? Oh, another bluff. We're just... Wait, what was the High Regent? High Regent is... I don't remember. She is, but don't worry. I'll make sure to tell you you're not to waste a precious time, Miss Swinsky. So that's how you're gonna play it, you bastard. Well, I guess you win this round. A strategic retreat is my only choice here. I don't have a full deck of cards yet, but just you wait. In a few nights, he could literally be reading your mind right now, like real talk. As you think these things, I don't know how it works. I don't remember how Auspex, like, there's so many different versions of the game, and I only know so much about all the different things, but it's very possible he is literally able to understand everything you're saying in your head, or feel it, or just know that's what you're thinking, because you put him on guard, because you're an idiot. He knows you didn't tell Kadir, he knows all the past actual history, and he has the advantage. You fucked up by even saying anything. You thought you were going to get something out of him, and you should have told Kadir. That would have helped. I'll take my leave then. Yes, you do that. And if I may be so blunt, focus on the investigation. Puts his mask back on. But focus on the investigation. Avenues that aren't utterly imbecilic and suicidal to pursue this. I bid you adieu. Damn, okay, alright. Just insult, injury, and then death threat. Cool. But basically also admitting guilt and sort of being like, and what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? It's like, I would go tell Kadir immediately for my own personal safety. Like, let's make that not a bluff anymore, but I know more about how Auspex works, and at least the clans of some of these people, and their personalities, and given their personalities, what they'd likely have for it, you know? He would have just enough presence to make sure that he could get away with things, but he would probably focus on Auspex, and then Celerity would basically be like, I use this for sleight of hand, to frame people, and to try to get the fuck out of Dodge and away and keep myself alive when need be. But that would be his less important one. I curse him out under my breath as he disappears inside the R hole. Guess this avenue really is cut off for me, at least for now. 3 names left on the list. I still have some leads to go by, but for now, it's getting late. I should go to St. Patrick's and file my latest report. I'm going to end right here because that seemed like it was important, and I'm going to keep this one short.